What did Gregor Clegane do to Septa Unella? In the episode Winds of Winter S06E10, the infamous scene from Game of Thrones where the phrase shame finds a grim closure. Septa Unella, the devout follower of the Faith of the Seven, who is very fond of ringing her bell and chanting that word, gets her comeuppance, so to speak. In S06E10, the Winds of Winter, we're exposed to Cersei Lannister's dark retribution after she eliminates her enemies with wildfire at the Sept of Baelor. But she saves a special sort of punishment for Septa Unella. After getting her at her mercy, Cersei confesses her sins to Unella, which is basically admitting to all the things Unella had accused and shamed her for, but with a twisted sense of pride. The torture doesn't end with words, though. Cersei orders the zombified Sir Gregor Clegane, also known as the Mountain, to come into the room. Unella obviously expects the worst, probably in the form of a quick and brutal death. But no, Cersei makes it clear that dying is not on the agenda for Unella. Not yet. "I want you to be alive to feel things," she says, outlining a far more disturbing fate. Cersei then exits, leaving the Mountain to proceed. What follows is not explicitly shown on screen, but it's heavily implied that Unella will be subject to prolonged and brutal torture at the hands of the Mountain. The show leaves the rest up to the viewer's imagination, and the imagination can conjure up all sorts of horrors considering the Mountain's reputation and previous acts of violence throughout the series. And there you have it. Cersei fulfills her promise that Unella's end would come at the hands of the undead Clegane, in a manner that one can assume is a slow and agonizing trial, all while she remains horrifically alive. It's one of those moments in Game of Thrones where one's sense of justice gets questioned. We are, after all, witnessing a cruel play of eye for an eye in its most barbaric form. The writers pushed the envelope here, as they often did, delivering a scene that satisfies and disturbs in equal measure.